Om Shri Sai Ram. With love, gratitude, and reverence, I place myself at the divine lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagavan, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Today marks the second day of our week-long Rāmāyana Sapthāha. Yesterday, in his opening remarks, Sundar sir very beautifully said that Rāmāyana is one scripture which has been written by so many people, but of all the Rāmāyana, the most authentic has to be the one that is written by our Sai Rama. That this Ramakatha Rasvahini that has been written by Sai Rama is nothing but almost just an autobiography of Sri Rama by Sai Rama. How beautiful and profound, right? Yesterday, on the topic of inner significance of the characters and situations in Ramayana, Dr. G.S. Rangarajan sir had spoken, covering, he's basically split his entire topic into 3 different modules, bringing out 3 wonderful messages for each one of us to take away. In his first module, he said that how do we differentiate between what is good and what is bad. In his second module, he said on the concept of surrender, while the third was a beautiful message on how to be truly his instruments. Just to talk a little bit on each of these modules and recap for the benefit of all of us. In the first module, on the topic of differentiating between the bad and the good, right through his speech, what he had done was he had very beautifully depicted the entire thing into various quadrants. The 2 axes of this particular quadrant was to say that how do we differentiate between what is good and bad in the form of what is good for the self and what is good for the society, wherein he placed these 2 on the 2 axes and then said that good and good is always good, bad and bad is always bad. Good and bad in the term of being good for the self but bad for the society will eventually turn out to be bad for the society as well as for oneself. But when you are good for yourself, but when you're good for the society but bad for yourself, eventually it'll turn out to be good for everybody around. He very beautifully quoted various anecdotes from Ramayana, which included characters of Ravana, Kaikeyi, Jatayu, and Vibhishana, amongst others. He also gave a personal example of what Swami used to tell about the orange, where unless you peel the outer covering, you will never be able to see the inner sweetness. The second module, which is on the concept of surrender, was about, again, into the concept of having different quadrants, except that this time it was being belief in God, which is acceptance in God, and on the other is to have the expectation or the belief in one's own self. In this particular module, he wonderfully quoted the example of Lakshmana and how he sobbed when Rama said him that go find a place, and when Lakshmana wanted to say that all I wanted from you is to say do this right now. That was a very beautiful example as well. The third was about how to be a true instrument of of the divine, in our case Bhagavan Sathya Sai Baba, in other case Rama or Krishna. Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin was his quote from Bhagavad Gita. Sri Rama was an epitome of several divine qualities, and he was an ideal in all spheres of life. Truly, his life was his message, and in continuation of the same, today we will have once again Dr. G.S. Rangarajan sir talk on the topic of the divine character of Sri Rama. As we bask into understanding or comprehending the divine character of Sri Rama, I also pray to Bhagavan to keep all of us as worthy instruments of his mission. Thank you. Sai Ram. Over to G.S. Rangarajan sir.
pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Respected elders, dear brothers, sisters, and my dear students. Rāmāya, Rāmabhadraya, Rāmachandraya, Vedase, Raghunathaya, Nathaya, Sitaya, Pataye Namaha. Sai Rāmāya Vidmahe, Atma Rāmāya Dhimahi, Tanno Baba Prachodayat. Invoking the divine presence of Lord Rama, Lord Sai Rama, all are one. But namesake, we have two names, Lord Rama and Lord Sai Rama. Welcome to day 2 of the Rāmāyana Sapthāha. Today my presentation will revolve around Lord Rama as an ideal for all of us. When I say Lord Rama, it includes Mother Sita, because I believe Purusha and Prakriti cannot be differentiated. Though we may consider them to be two manifestations, we know our own Bhagwan is the Shiva Shakti Swarupa, the creative principle and the energy principle. So Sita and Rama are not different. So I will also include some lessons, some ideals from Mother Sita also in the presentation. The modality of the presentation will be very similar to what we had yesterday. Totally there are 15 messages that have picked up from Ramayana. After every 5 messages we will pause, we will have a bhajan and we will get energized and we will move on to the next 5 messages. I have put a number on each message so we know as we go closer to 15 my talk is getting over. That's for your information. So let me start with my offering to Lord Rama and Lord Sita. Whenever you look at the picture itself, you feel so happy because Rama, Swami always exude bliss, happiness, peace. You feel like looking at Rama. I'm sure when you look at this picture, you don't feel like taking your eyes off. That was an actual experience with Swami. All of us know who have been in Swami's physical presence. Every day we would have darshan, but every day we would crave. Even today we crave, Swami, come in the dream. We would love to see you. Never get exhausted. Does it happen with any human being? At some point you get bugged up. Do I need to look at the same face? But it never happens with Bhagwan. Let me start with also I want to tell you that the part of the modality of my presentation will be one message from Ramayana, and along with that, a very similar message from Swami's life. So every message will have 2 stories, one from Ramayana and one from our own Swami's life. The first message is something I talked about even yesterday, individual discrimination versus fundamental discrimination. Swami gives a classic example in Ramayana. When Rama goes on exile, Mother Sita, Rama, Lakshmana are going in a chariot. The charioteer is Sumantra, who is the royal charioteer. In fact, Dasharatha tells him, leave them and come to the outskirts of Ayodhya, and from there they will move on. So he is taking them. Dasharatha is in a very confused state. Though he sent Rama, his heart is crying out, why did I do that? No, let me somehow stop him. So he comes running out. Swami says, without even bothering about his look, crown has fallen. And he comes running out. He says, Rama, stop. Rama, stop. You don't need to go. I take back my word. But obviously Rama is not going to listen. So the chariot is moving. Dasharatha gets into another chariot, goes behind that, and he shouts to Sumantra. Sumantra is also minister and also the royal chariot. He says, Sumantra, stop. Now Sumantra is confused, because he actually has to report to King Dasharatha. And Dasharatha is telling him, stop. So he turns towards Rama. He says, Rama, I have to stop. Rama says, no, move. Now he is in a moral dilemma. It may happen even with us. The boss says, do this. And somebody else says, don't do this. So then Sumantra asked Rama, Rama, give me some logic. Tomorrow I'll be thrown away from my job. I have to listen to Dasharatha. Then Rama says, Sumantra, use your fundamental discrimination. I know you report to the king. Who is asking you to stop now? It's not the royal king of Ayodhya. It's a desperate father who is feeling emotionally choked because his son is going away. Emotionally sunk in that state of mind, a father is asking you to stop. You don't have to listen to a father. You have to listen to the king. And it's not the king who is asking you to stop. This is fundamental discrimination. Sumantra is very pleased. He understands the logic. He says, yes, Rama, you're right. And therefore, he doesn't stop. And the story goes on. He moves on. This is what Swami writes in the Ramakatha Rasavahini. Coming to Swami's own story, when the super speciality hospital was built, many discussions took place here and in Puttaparthi. The top experts told Swami, Swami, we know you're doing something very lofty, but honestly, we don't need to give totally free treatment to patients. Swami, there is something called cross-subsidization. Students will understand that. Swami, we can take money from the rich, and for poor people, we can do it free. Swami, fundamental discrimination, which also means clarity and focus. Swami said, impossible. Health should be given free, full stop. There is no question of can we give, can we not give. Otherwise, from an individual point of view, Swami could have said, manchi idea. Right? That way trust also can save a lot of money. So let's take money from the rich and give it free for the poor. Absolutely no. Fundamental discrimination. Health, Vidya, Vaidya should be free. Very similar story happened even with our own institution. What you see here is our university office. I remember I had just joined as a young faculty in 1992. There was an interview Swami gave all Prashanthi Nilayam teachers. We all were seated. There were some very elders in those days, and lot of discussion went on about the institute. And at one point, this elderly professor said, Swami, meerinta chestunaru, so much you're doing for everybody. They don't realize the value, Swami. I mean, teachers love to say this. So they said, Swami, students don't realize the value of all this. Swami said, that's your problem. Swami said, that is your problem. Vidya should be given free. Whether they realize the value or whether they do not realize the value is not the point here. The point here is Vidya should be given free. What clarity in thought. Fundamental discrimination means what is good for the society, what is good for the world. That is what should be practiced. What a great lesson we learn from the Ramayana about fundamental discrimination. So, let our minds not get colored at such times when you have to take decisions. Let us always think what is good for society, what is good for community, what is good for the nation. That has to be good for us. Second message, a very, very popular verse from the Ramayana we all would have heard. Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. Swami loves this, and so many discourses Swami has talked about this. What is the context? Some of us may not know, some of us may know. When did Swami or Lord Rama actually utter these words? It goes to the point when the war was going to happen between Rama and Ravana. Yesterday we talked about Vibhishana. At one point he himself exercised fundamental discrimination, and he said, individually I may be the brother of Ravana. So individually it may look that after all my family, I should listen to him. But fundamentally I'm not following dharma. He mustered courage, and one day he said, Ravana, I am leaving you. Either you change or I leave. Ravana said, get out. He said, thank you. And he left Lanka and came and surrendered to Lord Rama. Surrendered to Lord Rama. Of course, there was a big debate at that time. Swami writes, Rama was a great democrat. He was never unilateral in his decisions. He asked everybody, what should we do? actually an enemy. No, he's coming from the enemy camp. Today, of course, if some member comes from the opposition party, they just take him off immediately. But it wasn't like that. He's coming from the enemy camp. Should we take him? Is it advisable? And different people gave different opinions. Finally, Rama said, whatever you all may. Actually, the opinion was more towards not accepting him. But Rama said, I have a vow which I have taken, that anybody who comes into my fold, anybody who surrenders to me, I have to protect him, and therefore I respect all your opinions, but we will accept Vibhishana in our camp. That's how Vibhishana joins. And then Vibhishana says, Rama, I'm so happy to be with you, we will fight, and then you should become the king of Lanka. You should become the king of Lanka. Rama says, never. You will be the king of Lanka. I will make you the king of Lanka. He says, Rama, Lanka is such a great nation. Honestly, I believe in those days, Lanka was called the golden country, golden nation, full of gold, everything, great nation. He said, Rama, you are the right person to be the king of Lanka. That is when Rama says, Janani Janma Bhumishcha Svargadabi Gariyasi. Mother and motherland, nothing can be greater than this. So for me, my mother Kausalya and my motherland Ayodhya is the ultimate. However, and Swami of course says, however your mother may look, for each one of us, our mother is the most beautiful woman in the entire world. Most great lady in the entire world is our own mother. So same way, Rama says, my motherland is the best. Look at Swami, an avatar, who came into this world for the entire planet. He was never limited to one country, one nation, one language, one community. Yet, because the physical form was born in Bharat, Swami never left Bharat. Let us not talk about other spiritual gurus. Let us talk about ourselves. If given a chance, we all would do a nice world tour, right? Going to all countries. For Swami, I believe there were people who came with helicopters and chartered flights and prayed to Swami. Swami, we have arranged the entire itinerary. You just have to sit in the plane. We will take you around. Janani Janma Bhumishcha. Swami never left. The only one occasion he went out of India was to a country where none of us would like to go, East Africa. You can see Swami here with all his lovely East African devotees, and they had a very strong bond with Swami because Swami looked like them physically with those bushy hair. And see, Swami's color of the face also changes. When he goes there, he looks almost like one of them. The only nation that Swami traveled was East Africa. He did not go to any other nation. Can we believe it? An avatar comes on this planet. Of course, there could be one variation where Swami would have told, I have to go spread my message. He would have visited all the 270 countries in the world. He could have done all that. All he did was Puttaparthi, Brindavan, Kodaikanal. Puttaparthi, Brindavan, Kodaikanal. Yes, at a younger age, he did travel the length and breadth of India, but never left India. Mother and motherland. What a great message. Let us never forget that. Rāmāyana teaches us sacrifice. Swami also says, na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrutatva manashuhu. Na karmana, not through action. Na karmana na prajaya, not through progeny. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena, not through wealth. Tyage naike, only through sacrifice we can reach Bhagwan. Only through sacrifice. And sacrifice should not be seen a negative connotation saying it's very painful and difficult. It's not like that. Sacrifice can be a very... Swami did it throughout his life, but he was full of bliss. Did we ever feel Swami is sacrificing? He always was so happy because in true sacrifice lies happiness. Here again, we see the same story of Vibhishana. It's a different picture. Vibhishana coming to Rama and surrendering to him. And then, I told you, Rama told Vibhishana, I will make you the king of Lanka. There was one person behind Rama, he's a great intellectual, and that was Lakshmana. Lakshmana Swami also says, sharp mind, very sharp, very attuned to Rama. So the moment Rama told Vibhishana, I will offer you Lanka, you will become the king, Lakshmana comes closer to Rama. He says, Rama, suppose Ravana comes and surrenders to you now? By chance, let's assume. Ravana says, sorry Rama, I should not have done this. Here is Mother Sita. I surrender to you. Then you will make Ravana the king. Ravana is anyway the king of Lanka. Then what about your word? You're giving him a word that I will make you the king of Lanka. What if Ravana comes to you? What will you do? We don't know why Lakshmana asked this. Right? Just like with Swami also, there were people who were very playful and could ask such questions to Swami. I think Lakshmana had that freedom. He asked Rama. Pat came the reply. In that case, I will make Vibhishana the king of Ayodhya. Immediately. He said, I'll give away Ayodhya to him. Full sacrifice. Rama never wanted anything, his own kingdom. He said, fair enough, what you say is true. If in case Ravana comes and surrenders and he becomes the king of Lanka, I will give away Ayodhya to Vibhishana. He will still be a king. My word will not go false. At every point of time, Lord Rama showed great sacrifice. 14 years of exile itself, we know, great sacrifice. What about Swami? You can see two things here which symbolizes the entire phenomenon of the avatar. You see orange and you see white. What is orange? Swami has described orange robe. He says it's not easy to wear an orange robe. Many people may just don an orange stands for sacrifice. Complete sacrifice. Nothing should touch you. That's the way Swami lived his life. Nothing mattered. The other color we see is white, which is ultimate detachment and sacrifice. At the end, everything becomes ash. Swami's whole life revolved around orange and white. White also means the white dress we wear. We are supposed to symbolize that white. Though Swami lived amidst everything that we may consider quote unquote luxury, those who have seen Swami in close quarters, we know nothing stuck to him. Neither a Benz car, nor a Purnachandra auditorium, nor a Kulwant hall, nor a Yajur Mandir, nor any property. And that's why he would often say, all this, nothing belongs to me. For me, it's only my students and my devotees. That's all matters. Ultimate sacrifice. Nothing really touched Bhagwan. Nothing mattered to him. All that mattered to him were his devotees. That is another lesson we learn from Rāmāyana, which is the ultimate lesson of sacrifice. Sacrifice not with a negative connotation, sacrifice not a painful sacrifice. When Swami did all this, it was not painful. Oh, I'm not getting anything, I'm not enjoying anything, I have to give. Not like that. Happily giving, blissfully giving, joyfully giving. I would always remember in my days, right from 1990, after I came to Swami, almost at the frequency of once a week, prasadam will be there in the mandir, or maybe sometimes more than once a week. Thousands of people are sitting, everybody gets a prasadam, we all eat, some of us take two and eat. Has Swami ever eaten one? Swami would never touch, not even once. It's so difficult. You give to everybody and you enjoy seeing them eating. Swami never ate once in front of us. So did he go and eat inside? Never. Those who have been inside, we know what Swami ate. Small ball of ragi or something like that. Such light food. Ultimate sacrifice. The fourth message from Rāmāyana, Jaan jaye par vachan na jaye. I'm ready to give up my life, never my word. Never my word. And we know what happened. When Dasharatha was forced to ask Rama to go on exile, many excuses were given. Dasharatha himself was arguing. He said, do I really need to do this? It's not necessary. Just because Mother Kaikeyi told me, I gave her some 3 promises. It's okay. We can somehow manipulate it and all. Rama said, nothing doing. Raghuvamsha. That is the principle of the Raghu dynasty. We will never give up upon a word. Since you have given Mother Kaikeyi a promise, I have to go on a exile. Come what may, there is no debate on this. Rama stuck to that. Jaan jaye par vachan jaye. Swami would always say there are 3 vows that Rama took. He said, 1 arrow, 1 word, and 1 consort. Swami Rama stuck to these 3. 1 arrow, 1 word, and 1 consort. Swami also, we have seen in Swami's life, Swami's word, never possible, never possible. It will never break. Swami gave a word to Mother Ishwarama. You know, Mother Ishwarama was, when all this was happening in those young days, naturally for a mother, the most important thing is my son will leave me and go away. And so she very innocently took a promise. She didn't realize what she is doing. She told an avatar, don't leave Puttaparthi. Swami simply gave in to her command. He said, yes, mother, you are telling me I will never leave Puttaparthi. He never left. He made the whole world come to Puttaparthi. Swami didn't go to the whole world came to Puttaparthi. He gave 3 promises to his mother. We all know that in those days there was no hospital in the village of Puttaparthi. So Mother Ishwarama said, Bengaluru, please build one small hospital. All the women, children, they have to walk such a long distance. Swami said, I will build. Today we know we have hospitals all over. We have super speciality hospitals. Swami built 1 school. And Swami said, I'll build. We have a great institution. And the 3rd thing that Mother Ishwarama asked for is water for the good drinking water, potable water for the villagers. Swami initiated a mega water project. Any word that Swami has given can never ever go false. In our limited understanding, we may not understand how it is manifesting, but in his cosmic framework, every word that he has given, he has stuck to it. If you read scriptures, we find that God fulfills his word even across generations. It need not be within one generation. The 5th message is sensitivity to dharma. We say dharma, Lord Rama was the very embodiment of dharma. Swami is the very embodiment of dharma. They were so sensitive. That is why sometimes many of us feel, wasn't Rama too stickler, too sticky about dharma? But that's what they were. When they cast a doubt on Mother Sita, as I told you, don't think Mother Sita is someone different from Rama. So many people argue, oh, you know, what sort of husband was he? He made the wife struggle and all. They are not different. Sita was a part of Rama. So when Sita went through the suffering, Rama himself went through that suffering. But because there were some people who spoke a few words at a time when things were so different, things were so sacred, today all that is different. But in those days, a word like that really mattered, and therefore he asked Sita to go through the Agni Pariksha. If you read Ramkatha Rasavahini, there is a quiet inner story Swami gives that actually at one point in Panchavati, both Rama and Mother Sita talk to each other and they say, time has come for us to enact this whole drama. And so Sita actually leaves aside her real energy form, Rama leaves aside his real Purusha form, and they go just as normal mortals. And during this process, they actually assume their divine form again. We should read Ramkatha Rasavahini where Swami explains all this. But that was a sensitivity to dharma. While fighting Ravana, just a small point aside, I mentioned this yesterday, I should also mention this today. I've used a lot of pictures here, and I'm very grateful to all the sources from where I've taken these pictures. Very difficult to mention each one, but I'm grateful to all those sources. So as you can see in this picture, when Rama and Ravana were fighting, I believe one of the days, Ravana got very exhausted. And in Ramkatha Rasavahini, Swami writes, immediately Rama stopped the war. Ravana was surprised, and Rama said, according to the principles of war, we should never fight a person who is exhausted. He said, go take rest. Take rest and come back tomorrow, we will fight. Just imagine, even war was fought on such sacred principles. Today, if something like that happens, we will take opportunity and shoot the person and kill him. Right? But in those days, Rama said, fine Ravana, please go ahead. There is also another version of Ramayana where, I believe, when they wanted to start the war, Rama's team was contemplating who will fix a good date for the war. And they found the greatest astrologer in Lanka in that area was Ravana himself. He was the greatest. Ravana was a very great person. He was a great astrologer. The messenger goes to Ravana saying, Ravana, please fix a date for the war. Imagine the moral dilemma of Ravana. He is fixing a war in which he is the opponent. He's got to fight Rama, and Rama's team is asking him to fix a date, and he still fixes a date where Dharma wins. That is the greatness of Ravana also. We should not underestimate Ravana. Ravana was also very dharmic. All these divine stories are very mysterious. We know in the previous avatar, Ravana himself was one of the Dwarapalikas. He had taken this form to get moksha. So he fixes the date, and naturally he fixes a date which is good for the party which has come to him asking for fixing a date, which is Rama, which means he is fixing a date for his own defeat. That is the dharma which we find in those days. The Kevat Prasang, we all know how Guha takes Mother Sita, Lord Rama and Lakshmana in the boat. Actually, Guha was a king of a particular community called the Nishadas. He was the king of the Nishadas. Since Rama came all the way till here on the banks and just so close to the kingdom, he said, Rama, can you fulfill one wish of mine? Rama says, what? Just walk a few feet, you will enter into our kingdom, and then, we'll feel so happy. Rama came and blessed our kingdom. It happens even with Swami. It says, Swami, please just step inside this room, and for eternity we can say, Swami came into my room. So same devotion our Guha had. He said, Swami, just come a little inside where our Nishada kingdom is there. And Swami says, I would have loved to do it, but 14 years exile. And one of the clauses in that exile is, not only in Ayodhya, you should not enter any other kingdom. Even Lanka, the war was fought outside, not within Lanka. So he says, because of this, I cannot enter your kingdom. How perfect was the practice of dharma. I would like to narrate something about Swami. This picture is not relevant to what I'm narrating. It is just a darshan picture, so please don't correlate with the people seated there. But we have seen several occasions in the mandir. Swami will move around collecting letters from everybody. On one occasion, I was just a young faculty, seated in the portico of the mandir. Swami was moving around taking letters, and there was a senior devotee seated who gave Swami an envelope. Swami was smiling at all of them, very blissful. The moment he took this envelope, he stared into the eyes of that gentleman. He turned to us and he said, check hai andar. Check is there. And I can't tell you what Swami did. He took the envelope like this, he threw it back. Mujhe tumhara paisa nahi chahiye. I don't want your money. So many times we have seen Swami doing this. It was very difficult to even offer any sort of money to Swami for his projects, because Swami would always see the intention behind it. We all know the story of that student who saved money by not giving clothes to the washerman and got 100 rupee savings, and when he sent that 100 rupee to Swami, Swami made it big news. TV9, everything. I'm just joking. There were no media channels, but something like that. Swami came out of the interview room, started telling all of us, see this boy, how much devotion, how much intent, prayer. He says, Swami, even if one brick of the hospital can come from this 100 rupees, so that 100 rupees which came out of such pure innocence and pure devotion from one student's heart was far beyond crores of rupees where people were willing to give him. So many occasions we have seen Swami giving back the money. He said, don't take. Swami would accept only if it is given with the purest heart and if it has been earned in the most righteous way. Absolutely no adharma at all. When the super speciality hospital in Puttaparthi was built in 1991, it is built on almost 115 acres of land. Not easy to get so much land. So naturally the land had to be taken from lots of farmers who were there. So a lot of survey was done, and then all the elders came and told Swami, the moment we say Sai Baba, they are just falling at our feet and giving the land. Swami said, that is fine. What is the price of the land? So they went and found out. market price, and they came and told Swami, this is the prevailing market rates. So they expected Swami would say, perhaps it's okay, we are doing such a lofty project which is also helpful for them, so not necessary to pay them. Swami, I believe, told them, pay them twice the price. Pay them double the market price. They are giving with so much love, but we should not take advantage of it. You know, Swami paid double the money to all those people when they gave the land. Every project of Swami, why they are sacred? Because they have been built, institutionalized in the most sacred way, most sanctified way, without hurting any soul, but in fact giving joy to so many people. So on this note, thinking about Dharma for which Rama stood, Rama embodied Dharma, Swami embodied Dharma. Let us sing one bhajan before we move ahead with the next 5 messages.
Hare Ram Hare
We will move on to the next message from Ramayana is gratitude. There are so many episodes in Ramayana where we can see how Rama expressed gratitude and love for even the smallest instrument which became a part of his mission. The most famous story is about the squirrel. And when this squirrel played its own part by keeping those small pebbles in the bridge, the story goes, whether it's true or not doesn't matter, but it is an expression of Rama's gratitude. The story goes that Rama pats it with his 4 fingers, and they say that's how the 4 marks came on the squirrel's body. Basically symbolic of Rama's love, Rama's gratitude. Yesterday I also spoke about Jatayu, and Bhagwan says, see what a great honor for Jatayu. The last rites of a bird was performed by an avatar. Unfortunately, Dasharatha did not get the chance. He passed away when his own son, eldest son Rama, was not there, which is so painful. But Rama says, see, that's how life is. Jatayu gave his life for me, and so I gave him the final rites. What gratitude! There are so many such episodes of gratitude, and Swami also tells us gratitude is extremely important. Extremely important. However small somebody may have helped you, be grateful to them. And that is how Swami coronates Vibhishana as the king of Lanka, because he helped him. And that's how he said, I will make you the king, and he kept up his word. After winning over Ravana's life comes to an end, and then he says, Vibhishana, you should rule Lanka. In Swami's life, there are innumerable number of examples of gratitude, not one, not two. Just now we spoke about the gratitude Swami showed to his own parents. The mother had 3 prayers, and Swami revolved his whole avatarhood around those 3 prayers of Mother Ishwarama. But let me narrate 2 episodes. One which may be quite well known to all of you. There's a place called Horsley Hills in Andhra Pradesh. And I think one Swami had gone there. I'm not sure whether it's Andhra Pradesh, sorry. There's a place called Horsley Hills. Yes. So Swami went with his entire team there and stayed. It's like a hill station. Swami stayed there for a couple of days. And then they were all leaving and coming back. Swami spoke to everybody, smiled, gave prasadam, gave vibhuti. And I believe just when Swami's car was about to start, Swami said, stop, stop, stop. Not that Swami had forgotten, but all this God does only to teach us a lesson. He could have just done it naturally also, but when it is done like this, we will remember and it becomes a story for us. So Swami said, stop, stop, stop. What happened? Swami said, I forgot to express gratitude. So they all were wondering, who is it? We all are here. Swami has told us so much of love, thanks and all that. Swami said, every day, the water had to be transported to the top of the hill. And there was a buffalo, I believe, which, those days that buffalo keeps going round, and that's how the water was transported to the top of the hill. Swami said, I have not expressed my gratitude to that buffalo. So Swami went all the way back, patted the buffalo, told, thank you, buffalo, and then came back. See, what love, what compassion, even animal. Because Bhagwan is ultimately the inner being of everybody. So we may not think about animals so much as Swami, but for Swami, every being is important. Every being is important. There are many photos you would have seen in Kulwant Hall. Swami is sitting, and there is one sparrow sitting right in front of Swami, and Swami is looking at that sparrow. God knows what conversation is going on between them. Right? The sparrow also must be praying for moksha, we don't know what. And Swami keeps on looking, because Swami's love extends to all beings, all beings. When the water project, the first water project of Swami, which was covering a large area in Andhra Pradesh, was over, and this is a photograph where Swami is handing it over to the government of Andhra Pradesh. We can see Sri P.V. Narasimha Rao, the then Prime Minister, in the photograph. I believe at that time, all these people from that district who benefited from the water project, they all came to Kulwant Hall as a mark of gratitude. They said we all should come and then thank Swami for what Swami has done. I still remember that day, because we all were seated in Kulwant Hall for darshan, and they were all seated near what we call as the water cooler, the Krishna statue area. In front of that whole section, all these devotees were seated, very enthusiastic, waiting for Swami to come, so that they all had decided they will kneel down and say, thank you, Swami. Swami came out for darshan, he went close to them, and they all actually knelt down, and there was some dialogue going on which we came to know later on. I believe when these people stood up to say thank you, Swami said, no. Nenu meeku thank you Chappali. I have to thank you because you gave me an opportunity to serve you. And Swami meant it. It was not just a play of words. Swami said, I have to thank you. You don't have to thank me. It's my duty to do. But you all gave me an opportunity to do. What great level of gratitude. At any point of time, Swami never forgot to express gratitude to anything that was done for Swami or for Swami's devotees. The next message is true love. Ramayana teaches us what is true love. I believe even in the younger days when they used to play games, Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrughna, they would play some sort of games. And every time Rama will win. Naturally, somehow, divine, right? So Rama is divine. Every time he would win and the others would feel little bad. So then Rama, Lakshmana started deliberately losing the game. Why? They felt Bharata, Shatrughna should feel happy that they are winning the game. So today's competition is who will win. Those days the competition was who will lose and make the other person win. That is the love Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna had for each other. Swami always jokes, today you go to the Supreme Court in the name of fights between brothers. See how 4 of us lived at that time. So this is a scene where after Rama, Mother Sita and Lakshmana have gone on an exile, there is Bharata comes to Ayodhya and discovers all this has happened and he tells Mother Kaikeyi, nothing doing. What you've done is very wrong. I'm not going to accept the throne. In fact, I'm starting now. They have not gone very far away. I will go to the forest and get Rama back. If you would have read this or even seen in the Ramayana serial, it has been depicted very strongly and powerfully. He goes there. Of course, initially Lakshmana has a lot of doubt why Bharata is coming. Lakshmana was always full of energy and out of love for Rama, he says, oh, Bharata must be coming to fight against you. Rama says, Lakshmana, can you ever imagine something like that happening? Bharata, I'm sure, is coming to take me back, and that's what happened. Bharata comes, he says, Rama, please come back. Rama says, no chance. Right? Even Dasharatha pleaded so much, I didn't give up. Once a word is given, I cannot go back, I will not come. And there's a lot of debate going on, and Bharata gives lots of different solutions. He says, Rama, do one thing. Dasharatha had told Kaikeyi that he will send his son on exile, correct? We are also his son. So you do one thing, you go and rule Ayodhya, Bharata, and that is Bharata and Lakshmana. We too will go on an exile. So the promise is still there, no? One son is going, we both will go. Rama said, in Dharma you cannot manipulate like that. Dharma is Dharma. Then he gives one more example. He says, Rama, if you have to be there and there is no choice, fine Rama, you be there, but you agreed for Lakshmana to come with you, right? So let Lakshmana go back and rule Ayodhya, let me come with you. Rama says, no, not possible. And then I believe for days this debate goes on and they are unable to decide whose love for whom is greater. Does Rama love Bharata more or does Bharata love Rama more? Nobody is able to decide, and finally it reaches a point where somebody has to intervene, and King Janaka is called as a judge. They call King Janaka and they said, Janaka, can you please sort out this problem? He listens to the entire debate and then he concludes. Like Supreme Court verdict, right? He concludes, I have understood. What? Guess what was the answer? He says, Bharata's love for Rama is greater. He says there can be no brother like Bharata. Rama may love Bharata, but Bharata's love for Rama is great. So Bharata says, hey, I won the game, and he's almost ready now to ask Rama to go back to Ayodhya. But King Janaka says, stop. There is a clause to this. If your love for Rama is so great, how should you demonstrate that love? Not by doing what you like, but by doing what the person whom you love likes. If you really love your son, you should do what your son likes. If you really love your mother, you should not do what you think your mother likes. You should do what she really wants you to do. If we love our consort, then we should do what they think makes them happy. He says, so ask yourself, Bharata, what will make Rama happy? So there it is. Bharata was in a fix. He said, Bharata says, Rama will feel happy if I rule Ayodhya and let Rama go on exile. He said, that's it. That is true love. And this is something Swami has explained so many times to us. Swami always would say that, see, you should do what makes me happy. But what generally happens, we say, Swami will be happy if I do this. Swami will be happy if I do this. That is our perception of what makes Swami happy. And somewhere a convenient philosophy comes in. We start doing what we like and we say Swami will be happy. So one session I remember, it was in Brindavan, and Swami was conversing with me, and then he mentioned a very beautiful thing that day. Actually, it was a question, who are you? Swami asked, and I gave some answer. But then in that context, Swami told me one thing. He said, see, everybody says, I am your devotee, Swami, I am your devotee, Swami. Adi manchidi, that is your right. You should say, I am your devotee, but this is like a registered letter you are sending to Bhagwan. Then Swami said, how do you know the registered letter has reached me? In those days, it was there. I don't know today if it's there. There's something called registered letter AD with acknowledgement due. So what happens is when the letter reaches the recipient, there is a card given by the postman. They have to sign on it saying, I have received it. And that card comes back to the sender. Then you are sure that the letter has reached the recipient. So Swami said, you telling I am your devotee is like sending me a registered letter. Acknowledgement, Vachinda. Did you get an acknowledgement? I should say, yes, you are my devotee. Then the cycle is complete. So this is how Swami explained what is true love. True love is doing what makes Swami happy. Ramayate iti Ramaha. It means Rama is one who delights. The whole story of Ramayana, if you read Ramkatha Rasavahini, if you read, it's full of delight. Every episode is full of joy. Just like Swami's, every episode is full of joy. One meeting with Shabari, you can write books on it. That woman waited for so many years for one glimpse of Rama. And how Swami compensates for that. He goes, gives her so much joy, eats the berries which have been tasted by her. I think we have seen this in Swami's life also. If Swami comes to a devotee, he will make it a big celebration, make it a big event. We can never ever forget that. It may be one Pad Namaskar, he will make it like a big event for us. Same thing happened about Guha. Yesterday I mentioned that how Guha very intellectually tried to trap, quote unquote, Rama, saying, Rama, if you sit in my boat, just like you kept your feet on Ahalya and that rock and she became Ahalya, suppose the boat also becomes a woman, then what will I do? I don't have enough money to take care of an additional family member. So Rama knows what Guha wants. He says, hey, what's in your mind? So Guha says, allow me to wash your feet. And then Rama so lovingly allows Guha to wash his feet, gives him so much of joy. That is the type of joy I am sure Swami has given all of us, and even continues to give today in his own omnipresent, omniscient and omnipotent way. He gives us so much of joy. Ramyate iti Ramaha. Giving delight is part of Rama's life. Detachment with a smile. Lives of Lord Rama and Bhagwan have always been one of total detachment, though it may appear to us that they are so much involved in everything, but they were completely detached. Just like, you put that honey on your hand before cutting a jackfruit. This is the example given for detachment, because otherwise the jackfruit sticks to your hand. So you put honey around it so that it doesn't stick. Their lives were like that. Their lives were like the lotus flower, which is there in a muddy pond, but we never find the mud on the lotus petals, right? It is always about that. So we know how all preparations were going on for the coronation of Lord Rama. Imagine the joy, Lord Rama is going to become the king. And in Ramkatha Rasavahini, Swami beautifully describes all this is happening, all are full of joy. Rama is also very happy. And suddenly this news comes about Mother Kaikeyi is very upset. She has asked something to Dasharatha, and so Rama goes to Dasharatha, and Dasharatha doesn't know how to tell Rama. So if you even see the serial and all we have seen, they depict it so beautifully, he is unable to tell. He keeps on crying. Rama says, tell father, what's the problem? Tell me. He is unable to tell. And Kaikeyi is sitting there, at that moment she is in a completely different mood, so she is forcing Dasharatha. And finally Dasharatha doesn't tell. Mother Kaikeyi has to tell, because Dasharatha is unable to put it into words. So Mother Kaikeyi says, see, this is what has happened. He had given me 3 boons. These are the boons I have asked him. Immediately Rama says, oh, is it? I'll go. It seems there was not one wrinkle on Rama's face when this news came of 14 years exile. Small disappointments come to us and we frown so much. We put up a castor oil face. Oh, Swami, why did you do this? Not even a frown on Rama's face. Immediately he agrees, saying, Madan, I'm ready. What's the big deal? Why are you making such a big deal out of it? I'm ready to go for a exile. Swami's life has been full of such stories of detachment. Perhaps we do not know, we did not understand, at least in my personal life. The first time I saw this sense of detachment was when there was a beautiful, banyan tree here, under which Swami would give darshan. This is the old Brindavan Ashram. We all had a great attachment to that beautiful banyan tree. We almost thought Swami and the tree are the same. And one fine day we got news that Swami has said, okay, a mandir can come there and the tree can be removed. Of course, Swami would have planted hundreds of other trees, but that tree can be removed. We were shocked. Swami, can we do this? And after that, we have seen so many such stories of detachment. Swami earlier used to stay in the Prashanti Nilayam Mandir. He just left it in a trice. He moved on to Purnachandra Auditorium, left it in a trice, moved on to Yajurman. Nothing stuck to him. Nothing stuck to him. All the time it was devotees, devotees, devotees. So much of detachment. It may appear that Swami is amidst all this and all, but if you really go and see Swami's actual room where he lived, you must have heard from so many devotees. It's unbelievable. It's smaller than perhaps many of our, small houses, small rooms. Swami lived there with the most simple lifestyle, with minimal requirements, all the time thinking only of devotees, devotees, devotees. That is the great sense of detachment. The next message is humility. As Bhagavan says always, the branch of a tree which has got the largest number of fruits always bows down. Vidya dadati vinayam. The more learned you are, the more humble you are. And avatars have always demonstrated this humility. In fact, Swami would say, what is the difference between Swami and a human being? Swami himself would joke. He would say, a human being does not know anything but pretends as though he knows everything. An avatar knows everything but he pretends as though he doesn't know anything. And that's exactly how Swami lived. He will appear as though he doesn't know anything, though we know Bhagwan knew everything. Here is a story of Ravana's demise in Rāmāyana. Finally, the war ends. Ravana is killed, not completely dead, just on the ground. You know what Rama does? He calls Lakshmana. He says, Lakshmana, first now go to Ravana. Before he lives his life, learn the art of administration from him. I mean, when you listen to these stories, you get so surprised. He's your opponent, right? But so Rama appreciates the administrative skills of Ravana. Please read the book. Ravana teaches Lakshmana how to run a kingdom. Ravana was great. He did great things. He tried to travel to the sun. He tried to move planets in the solar system. Swami says he was a great scientist, great astrologer, great vidwan. He had learned more subjects than even Rama learned. Only problem was he did not have control over senses. Character was an issue. So here he sends Lakshmana. See how humble Rama is. Though Ravana is an enemy, he tells Lakshmana, please go and learn the art of administration from Ravana. Here's a very touching story which recently we came to know because one of the people involved in this had come to our institute and spoke to us in one of our moral class session. Again, the picture is not relevant to that. This is just a picture of Swami's interview room in Puttaparthi. This story is about the super speciality hospital in Bangalore. We know here in the EPIP area, the export promotion industrial zone area, there is around 55 acres of land where the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences, which we normally call as a super speciality hospital, is located. In 1999, when Swami first expressed this idea of building a hospital here, he was driving down there and the devotees, senior devotees, showed several plots of land. There was nothing at that point of time there. They said, Swami, where would you like to build the hospital? Swami chose this particular 55 acres of land. He said, this is a good place. The news went up and it reached the cabinet, state and the chief minister. And when they came to know Sai Baba is going to build a hospital here, they said, oh my God, this is a great opportunity for the state. we should not allow Swami to buy this land from us, we should offer it free to Bhagwan. So very silently they worked out a big plan, and then one day they came to Trai Brindavan and they said, Swami, Karnataka state government is offering this land free to you because you are doing something so noble, so ideal for the society. Swami was very happy. Swami said, Manjiri, fine, and all that over. Then the documentation had to happen. So finally it took a couple of weeks, and finally the deed was ready. You know, there is a land document where it states the Karnataka state government is offering this land to the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust for the building of the hospital. This document was to be handed over to Swami, and Swami was in Puttaparthi. So the gentleman who was associated with this, an IAS officer, he told the chief minister, Swami, I will go and give it. He told the chief minister, sir, I will go and give it to Swami. He said, nothing doing, how can you? I will also come. So the entire entourage flew from a helicopter from here to Puttaparthi. The chief minister, all the IAS officers associated with it, the dignitaries, they all went. The moment they reached, Swami invited them, gave them a lot of cool drinks to have, some snacks, everything, and they were all seated in the interview room. I guess it must be the same chair, 1999. So then he was seated in a chair opposite to Swami. So the chief minister is seated here, Swami is seated here, and all others are seated on the floor. A lot of conversation went down, and towards the end of the interview, the chief minister said, Swami, the deed is ready, Swami. I want to offer it to you. And he was about to get up. Swami said, no, sit down. Swami said, I will get up and receive it from you. Swami said, you're the giver, I am the receiver. Swami said, you don't get up. He made the chief minister sit down. Swami got up from his chair, went to him and received the document. Did the avatar have to do that? Avatar need not have done that. What is Swami's stature? I still remember there was one more occasion in Purnachandra Auditorium. It was one of the Bharat Cultural Integration Committee, was a body which held lot of music programs where artists from all over the world would come and perform in front of Swami. Amazing. Year after year it went on for about 4 or 5 years. On one occasion, Shri T.N. Sheshan, who was the then election commissioner, had come. They all were coming onto the dais, and typically whenever these guests come, there is always a big fight. They want Swami to sit first, Swami wants them to sit first. Because Swami always says hospitality. So Swami will say, no, you sit. They say, no, Swami, you sit. And in that process, Mr. Seshan's handkerchief fell down on the stage. We always seated, we could see his handkerchief fell down. He was little aged also, little difficult to bend and take, and there were so many sevadals around. In a trice, before anybody could think of what to do, Swami bent down, took the kerchief and gave it to him. This video is also available. Swami immediately bent down, took the kerchief. You have to just think about it. Swami's stature, he is beyond the Prime Minister and Presidents and Kings of companies. He is the avatar. He bent down and took the kerchief. Total humility, no ego, nothing. That is Bhagwan. So Swami is all humility, all love, all compassion, reflecting on these virtues of Lord Rama and Sai Rama. Let us have another bhajan now before we proceed.
Jaya Virama Janaki Rama. Rama
We'll move on to the last 5 messages from Ramayana. And as I had mentioned, I will now focus on Mother Sita, who is part of Lord Rama. One of the great lessons we can learn from Mother Sita is her persuasion and her endurance. The way she fights it out with Rama to allow her to come on exile. Rama tells her, no, you should take care of in-laws and all that. And then same thing, Mother Kausalya also wants to come. At that time he tells Mother Kausalya, no, you should take care of your husband, you should be with him. That is the wife's duty. So immediately Mother Sita says, you told Mother Kausalya like that. So same rule applies for me, I should be with my husband. She uses several ways. She knows what she is in for. It's going to be a tough life. 14 years of life for a woman in a forest. But she says, no, I am going to come with you. And finally we know Lord Rama yields to Mother Sita's prayer and he says, okay, you can come with me. What persuasion. And then she endures so much of difficulties, living on fruits and roots in the forest. It's very difficult to even imagine how a woman could live in a forest for 14 years, and I believe she did not even change her clothes. And there is a power given to her, no? She always remains fresh. There's a lot of stories in the Ramayana, if you read that. Amazing. Swami's persuasion and endurance was only directed in one channel, and that was transformation of devotees. When it comes to transformation of devotees, Swami's persuasion and endurance is unbelievable. A short story I will narrate here. When I was a faculty in Prashanti Nilayam, at one point of time, there was a student who was known to be very indisciplined. So several times he was caught by teachers for a lot of mischief. And at the same time, Swami also showered a lot of love on him. Swami used to speak to him a lot. So one day, Swami told him, parents ko bulao. Now normally when Swami asks for parents to come, it's very happy news because Swami will give an interview, Swami will talk to parents, and this boy was shocked. He said, my God, Swami is asking parents ko bulao. Swami may tell everything about me and my parents are going to really give me a spanking. So with lot of fear, he called up his parents. He said, Mommy, Daddy, Swami is calling, please come. They were overjoyed, they didn't know anything. So I believe they came promptly, and Swami called them for an interview. This boy was really praying from the depth of his heart, Swami, please don't reveal, Swami, please don't reveal. And actually, though Swami was omniscient, omnipresent, I'll tell you, Swami never revealed anything about any one of us to anybody else. Had he done that, none of us would be here. It was always top secret between Swami and us. So this boy was very afraid, and in the interview room, Swami started, do you know about your son? He said, gone, and surely gone today. And the parents asked, what? He said, what a good boy he is. He said, how disciplined he is, do you know? He's one of the best boys in the hostel, very obedient, listens to all the teachers. And this boy can't believe his ears, he can't believe a miracle happening. He is seeing Swami, Swami is seeing him, only the two of them know the true story. Parents were overjoyed, because for parents, Swami praising son. They went out, interview over, and the parents went home, and this boy was eternally grateful to Swami. He said, Swami, you have saved me. But he was feeling very guilty. So next evening, darshan time, he stood up on his knees and he asked Swami, Swami, why did you do this? Why did you tell a lie? Swami said, I did not tell a lie. Swami said, I told them what I can see in you. I see this potential in you. That's what Swami said. You can become like this. Swami said, I told them what I think you can become. Imagine the motivation that boy got, the enthusiasm the boy got. What a way of transforming devotees. What a way. Swami would always say, I believe one Dashera, it so happened, long back in mid-90s, that day Swami showed his real anger, so-called, quote unquote. He was telling, all this, you are staying in the ashram for so many years, you don't know what is Swami, you're wasting your time. And it was raining heavily that day. Remember, it was raining heavily. These students were trying to sit below that covering of the roof. There was no Sai Kulwant hall, the earlier mandir, and it was raining and Swami was inside the bhajan hall. From there he was giving a discourse. That day, I believe after the discourse, our registrar, controller, vice chancellor, every day would go inside. That was a normal routine. Professor Nenjundia was a controller of exams at that time, who was also the translator of Swami's discourse. He went in and told Swami, today we saw your Rudra Rupa. Swami got very angry. Swami got more. He said, what Rudra Rupa? He said, do you know what Rudra Rupa is? Swami told him, if I assume my Rudra Rupa, within the fraction of a second, this whole universe will disappear. Nothing will be there. Finish, null and void. Swami said, what happened in the discourse was my prema. And then Swami went on to explain to him, be happy if a guru is correcting you. The day the guru stops correcting you, your life is gone. The day your parents stop correcting you, life is gone. Be very happy if teachers correct you. Be very happy if parents correct you. Be very happy if Swami is correcting you, because the guru still is so concerned about you. He came and then shared all this in the hostel, and that's how we know about this story. So Swami's persuasion was towards transformation of his devotees. Another great lesson Mother Sita teaches us is supreme self-confidence. What a lady she was, what a woman she was, what confidence she had. Among various other stories, the story that touches my heart is this. She was in Ashokavana in Lanka, in the land of a foreign land. But she was, of course, very far away from Ravana. It was a garden, and there were a lot of women demonesses who were surrounding her. So she was very safe. But Ravana tried lots of attempts to come to Mother Sita, but it was very dharmic. See, that is what, it's not like what we think of today, right? There also Ravana was very dharmic. He would never come close to Mother Sita. He wanted to win over her heart, which was never possible. I believe at one point somebody gives him an idea. Why don't you, you have the power of changing your form. You can look like anybody. Why don't you take the form of Rama and go? What a nice idea. You take the form of Rama and go. Mother Sita will accept you. You know what Ravana says? This is amazing. These stories touched my heart so much. Ravana says, you know what happens? When I take the form of Rama, I lose all those bad qualities in me. I don't even have any such desire for Mother Sita. Just taking the form of Rama changes me so much. If I think of Rama, all these desires vanish. So anyway, one day he goes and he tries to go close to Sita, and Sita gets very furious. She takes a darba grass, throws it there, and she says, you cross this, you will be burnt to ashes. And she says, if I am a pativrata, that is the confidence. She says, if I am a true pativrata, you cross this line, you will be burnt into fire. And Ravana does not do it because he knows what a great pativrata Sita is. That is the power, that is the Atma Vishwas, that is the self-confidence Mother Sita showed. In Swami's life, we have seen such episodes. The one of these episodes was 22nd November 1990. 22nd November 1990, yes. I had just joined my MBA program then. Shanti Vedika Stadium, Swami's, it's a convocation day. Next day was Swami's birthday. Swami gives a discourse. Unknown to anybody. He says, 1 year from now, a super specialty hospital will be there in Puttaparthi, and so many surgeries will be done, bypass, open heart surgery on 22nd November 1991. Everybody is shocked. Swami, what are you telling? As you all know, the land also had not been procured, construction also had not started, and everybody told Swami, what have you told? Swami said, what's your problem? That is my sankalpa. It will happen. That is the Atma Vishwas and confidence. And Swami says, don't think because Swami is an avatar, he does it. Even you can do it, provided your intention is good. Swami always demonstrated what a human being can do. It was not any special divine power. He said, if you have also got a good sankalpa, there will be no shortage of money in this sacred land of Bharat. This is the declaration Swami made in that particular discourse. The next lesson we can learn is patience and courage. Mother Sita demonstrated so much patience. Every ordeal she stood with Rama. He said, Agni Pariksha, okay. Later on he sends her to the forest. She goes away. She was the first single mother who brought Lava and Kusha all alone. Without any help of Lord Rama, she brought her 2 children up. And finally at one point, of course, she says, I can't take this anymore. Mother, please take me, and the earth parts, and she goes and joins her mother. How much of patience, how much of endurance she has demonstrated. There is a very interesting thing that Swami has told, and you may be surprised, why am I showing you this picture when it comes to patience and endurance. Swami shows this patience and endurance for transformation of devotees. And at one point Swami said, once you come into my fold, it's like a prey of a tiger. Once the tiger catches a prey, whatever you do, you chase it, you try to run, it will never ever leave the prey. Swami said, once you come to my fold, I will never ever leave you. What a great word from Bhagavan. He said, I will never leave you until you reach your destination. We should be so grateful to our Guru who has given this word. And just like the tiger eats away the prey, Swami eats away our ego. Just like that, prey becomes part of the tiger. No? Initially it's outside. After a few minutes it's inside the stomach of the tiger. We will also become one with Bhagavan. So Swami shows this sort of endurance, this sort of patience when it comes to transforming his devotees. The next message is gratitude. We know this wonderful story. The war is over, the coronation is happening, and Bhagavan gives, Rama gives gifts to all the people who were part of that entire. Even we have seen with Swami how he does. Any project is over, there will be a big felicitation ceremony, and Swami will give mementos, prasadam, so many things to every person involved. Same thing must have happened in Rama's time, but Hanuman was in one corner. And for very valid reason, Rama does not, because perhaps Rama did not, as Swami says, Rama did not know what to give Hanuman, because no gift could match the service Hanuman had done for him. And we all know the story. Finally, Rama goes and embraces Hanuman, saying, I can't do anything more than this. But Mother Sita says, I'll give you a gift. And this is what Swami materialized once in Kodaikanal. Mother Sita gives him a pearl necklace. So see how Mother Sita was so sensitive. She knew Rama is having a dilemma, not knowing what to give. So from her own neck, she removes a pearl necklace, gives it to Hanuman. But we know what Hanuman does. Hanuman says, this doesn't have Rama. And he was so engrossed in Rama that he did not accept that pearl necklace. Swami expressed such sort of gratitude to all his devotees. One way in which he did was, he named every institution after the devotee who was instrumental in building it. For example, this is called Sai Ramesh Hall. It is named after the gentleman who gave this or helped Swami in building it. This hostel is called the Sir Walton Kovan Block. The hostel in Puttaparthi is called the Gulab Kunvarba Block, the Rajmata of Navanagar. Everywhere Swami kept their name. Sai Kulwant Hall is named after Sri Kulwant Rai. Purna Chandra Hall is named after Purna Chandra Kaman. So Swami named all these institutions. He didn't take anything on himself. Everything was given to them. What great gratitude Swami has expressed. The last message with which I'll conclude today's talk is dignity in victory. This is something very nice. I love the story. And Swami explains this in Ramkatha Rasavahini, and very logical and very interesting. Hanuman goes to Ashokavana, shows the ring to Mother Sita. So Mother Sita is convinced that he is really the messenger of Lord Rama. And she says, wow, finally you have come. Now there is hope in my life. Then Hanuman says something very strange. He says, come, let's go now. What else? Sit on my shoulder, I'll take you. Actually speaking, it sounds so logical. Hanuman could have done that. If it was only about saving Mother Sita, in a trice Hanuman could have taken her away from Lanka. But Mother Sita says, does this match the dignity of Lord Rama? Should you carry me away on your shoulder when Lord Rama is my consort? He should come in a grand way, defeat Ravana and take me with all dignity. Means success with dignity. Even in success there should be dignity, not simply achieving something by hook or by crook, but everything in a dignified way. Let me conclude by saying that all the projects that Swami carried out, every project was in a very human way. Swami could have just snapped his finger and changed the world. Swami said, I will never do that. He did not remove poverty just like that, but he transformed the hearts of the people to serve the poor. When the water project was going on, this is public story, I'm sure all of you know, so I can share that. At one point, money was falling short. For Swami, money can never fall short, but he let it happen to show that, see, even an avatar goes through these challenges. He mortgaged the Brindavan Ashram, a part of it, to get a loan. Imagine, Swami had to do that. He got a loan and then completed the water project and paid back every penny to the bank, the entire loan. There is one more beautiful story of the super speciality hospital in Puttaparthi, just to show you what all challenges Swami faced. Initially, all those farmers gave away land and the hospital started construction there, and suddenly the village folk from Brahmanapalli, which is a village just behind the hospital, they felt, now a new road is being constructed, all the people will go that way, nobody will come to Brahmanapalli, there will be no growth in our place, and it is going to be a problem. And so they all came to the senior devotees. They said, no, you should not do this. They went and reported to Swami. They said, Swami, these village people don't understand what a great thing you're doing. Swami said, you don't understand their perspective. And I believe Swami went, explained to them that, see, a big hospital is coming here. It is going to be helpful for all of you. Even your family members will get treated here. But I understand your concern. He said, you are worried that the approach to Brahmanapalli will be very much now behind. So he said, don't worry, next to the super speciality hospital, I will get a special road constructed which will lead to Brahmanapalli. Today if you go and see, behind, just side of the super speciality, there is a road which goes till Brahman. Swami also has gone through all this struggle which human beings have to go through, because Swami has demonstrated true success comes with dignity. With this, I will close my presentation today. I hope all these messages from Ramayana and from Swami's life has touched our hearts. Even if we can practice an iota of this, I think that will make Swami happy and we can be his instruments in his mission. Thank you. Sai Ram.
किरण कुल मंडन
Om Shri Sai Ram. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. G.S. Srirangarajan sir for so beautifully bringing out the messages and wonderfully depicting the character of Sri Rama. And when I say Sri Rama, I definitely will make it a point to also include Mother Sita in that. And when I say Sri Rama and Mother Sita, I would also keep it in the same breath to tell Sai Rama as well, because you've brought out the wonderful anecdotes and experiences from all the three across two different yugas. It would be very wrong on my part if I'm going to put one message on top of the other, but in recapping, all I would like to do is just to ensure that we all recollect all the 15 points that Dr. Srirangarajan has pointed out. So when we go back today, we can reminisce on all these points and ensure that we practice all these and keep dharma as in essence. The points in chronological order would be: 1. Individual discrimination and fundamental discrimination. 2. Patriotism, sacrifice, keeping up the given word, sensitivity to dharma, gratitude, true form of love, Ramayate iti Ramaha, humility, pursuance and endurance, supreme self-confidence, patience and courage, and lastly, dignity and victory. I hope I haven't missed any one of those in this. In the same breath, as a form of our gratitude and love, we would like, from the Sathya Sai Seva organizations, Karnataka, we would like to honor Dr. Srirangarajan sir with a token of love and appreciation from our side. I would request Dr. Ravikumar sir, Warden of Brindavan campus, to honor Dr. Srirangarajan sir for the same. Thank you so much, Dr. Ravi Kumar sir and Dr. G.S. Rangarajan sir. Tomorrow, the third day of Saptaha will continue at this very venue, and the topic for tomorrow's Saptaha would be the sanctity of Sita Rama Kalyanam by Sundar sir. We will conclude right now with Mangala Aarti and followed by Prasadam. I would request Dr. Rangarajan sir to offer Aarti to Bhagwan.
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते ओ स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओ जय जगदीश हरे ओ स्वामी नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयना ओ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप जय सिंह साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अनुको मंगल आरती अनुको मंगल गिरिधारी ओ जय जगदीश हरे नारायण 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 ओ नारायण नारायण ओ सत्य नारायण नारायण ओ सत्य नारायण नारायण ओ जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओ सत्य नारायण 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 ओ नारायण नारायण ओ सत्य नारायण नारायण ओ सत्य नारायण नारायण ओ जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओ सत्य नारायण 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 ओ नारायण नारायण ओ सत्य नारायण नारायण ओ सत्य नारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री
सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ता न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोका